We must address them. This bill does that, sir.
Call Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. Pleased to take a call on this this stage of this bill. And sir, the last member who spoke really exposed himself and what this government is about when he talked about this government looking to give the business community the tools they need. That's what this bill is about. It's nothing to do with about looking after the destitute and the poor and those whose life chances have evaporated or been taken from them. This is nothing to do with those who are the victims of the vicissitudes of a difficult labour market and a difficult economy. This is about punishing people.
That's right.
And it is all very well to say that work is the best route out of poverty. You'll find no disagreement on this side of the House with that, Mr Sabin, or any other member of the government. We agree with that. And so the question then remains is, what are you doing about the work side of that component? What are you doing about the work side of that equation? Because nothing is being done. Because jobs are going down. Another 140 jobs gone out of dock today. 1,500 out of telecom last week. Beginning to sound like an auctioneer now. How many more hundreds and thousands of jobs are going to go before this government takes the job creation part of the equation seriously? They've got nothing to say and even less to do about that. And so their only recourse now is to beat up on the most vulnerable and the poorest of our people. Those who look to the state for help in a time of need. Those for whom life has not delivered very good chances. Those who may have done well once, but whose life's fortunes have taken a turn for the worse. And they quite rightly look to the state for support and assistance during that difficult time. And yes, Mr Sabin, we understand social obligation. Yes, Ms Bennett, we know about reciprocal obligations. Everybody does. But sometimes people have a difficult time in their lives. Sometimes people lose the job that they've been committed to, that have worked in for 5 years, for 10 years, or for 25 years. They don't exercise a choice over that. It happens to them. And when they go through that difficult experience, they are entitled, because they've paid their taxes, they've raised their children, they've done the best they can, they are entitled to look to the state for that bridging assistance, for that bridging support. And they are not to be punished for it. They are not to have labels bandied about. What of the woman who loses her husband or her spouse or her partner to a health and safety accident at work, or to a road traffic accident, or to a disease and some other misfortune? She is to be no longer regarded as a widow for the purposes of our social security system. She now has a work-tested benefit. What dignity does she have left under this government with that system? None at all. This is heartless legislation. It is nasty, pettifogging, mean-spirited legislation from a nasty, pettifogging, mean-spirited government. No one will come out of this with any dignity. It is about changing labels, and it is about putting the emphasis on punishing people rather than addressing the real problems that we have, which is a sluggish, slowing economy, a so-called recovery, a so far so-called jobless recovery, where people are still struggling to get work. Over 1,000 people lining up for 50 jobs in Hamilton. The number of occasions now where we have 10 or 20 or 30 people per person lining up for a vacancy. That's the state we're in, and it's not a good state. Those people who do not get work at the end of their long time in the queue, get through the interview, are still turned down, probably turned down dozens of times in every couple of weeks. They are to be recast now as victims of a social security system rather than those who look to support for it. They are to be relabelled and renamed. And the sense of failure that they will have, that is no fault of theirs, will be compounded and emphasised. That's how heartless this is. And so, Mr Chairman, we reject this. There is no need for this sort of legislation. We don't need to rename the widows in this country who face stress enough and pressure enough. We don't need to re-victimise those who are already victim of circumstance and misfortune. And so the transitional provisions of this legislation provide nothing. They provide no hope and even less benefit to those people who look to us our social security system for a lot more. They deserve better. Mr Chair.
I call Sue Moroney.
Thank you, Mr Chair. The previous, not the